Hi there, everyone on YouTube. This is Jeff from geoffmobile.com. I am back today with a little bit of a discussion, and I'd like to discuss a book that I'm currently reading. The book is called Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion by Robert B. Cialdini, Ph.D. This book is all about tactics that are commonly used by governments, salespeople, nonprofits, big corporations, and everyday people in relationships, partners, husbands, wives, and colleagues to generate influence and compliance to someone's requests. This book is written by a doctor, I think a psychologist, who has analyzed a lot of research into what are some of the techniques and strategies that people use to take advantage of other people to generate compliance in them. And he goes about this in a very scientific way, giving lots of really good examples and illustrating the basic principles that underlie how a lot of these, what he calls compliance professionals, whether they're car sales people or people canvassing for donations, or even organizations such as cults or religious organizations or other things, how they achieve their goals by influencing people. This book is quite a little bit different from the book How to Win Friends and Influence People by the Dale Carnegie. This book is more focused on the science of how the mind works and how humans use a lot of very standard rules to behave, which will guide them in their lives. And how, if someone is aware of these rules, they can use them for either good or for evil to make people behave how they want them to behave. In a way, this book is a bit scary to me because it basically reveals a lot of the techniques that I've been aware of whenever I had to buy a car at a dealership. I noticed I'm using these tactics on me. And even every day watching television, seeing advertisements, you basically see these different techniques being used. One really good example from this book is a strategy that toy companies apparently use to get parents to continue buying toys after the Christmas rush. So what the technique, the guy, Robert, the author of this book, how he says that toy companies are able to get through the doldrums of the after Christmas season is that they put a lot of advertisements just before Christmas for particular toys that children really, really want to buy, or want their parents to buy after seeing these advertisements. But then they deliberately cut off the supply so that most parents are unable to buy this toy for their children at Christmas time. So therefore they buy the children some other toy of a similar value. And then after Christmas or after the holiday season, the companies put a lot more advertisements for these particular toys on television again, which reignites the demand. And the parents, since they had previously promised their children to buy these toys for the kids before Christmas but were unable to, then now become obligated to go out to the store and buy more toys after the Christmas season, when obviously the children have gotten lots of gifts over the holidays and don't need any more toys. So that's a very interesting strategy. That the principle that the Robert Cialdini illustrates in this case is the principle of consistency. So if a parent promises a child that they will do something, they'll feel more obligated to do so later, even if it's after the time when they really need the toy. Another really important principle that he illustrates is the principle of social proof, which is studied by psychologists. And what social proof is, it is a technique where people are more likely to want to do things if they see that people around them are also doing this. And he talks a lot about how on television, if you have a comedy show or a sitcom, quite often you'll still hear the canned laughter. And the reason is, even though we know that it's canned laughter, there's not really people laughing, it's just someone at a soundboard triggering a sound of people laughing, people still respond to this canned laughter, and enjoy the show more and think it's more funny with the canned laughter than if they don't have it. They did some studies showing the effects of canned laughter on people, and it definitely does have that effect. And the reason that has that effect is because canned laughter is social proof. Like, your mind is triggered when you hear other people laughing, you're more likely to think something is funny too. So those are two really interesting techniques. There are things about the mind that people can use to influence others, which are the consistency principle of, if you make a promise to have a certain view or do something a certain way, then you're more likely to follow through with that and stay consistent in the future. And the other principle is social proof, that if you see other people behaving in a certain way who are your peers, you're more likely to want to behave like them too. He says that you're more likely to behave like people if they are similar to you, and you're more likely to want to behave like this if there's uncertainty or a bit of chaos around. So that's interesting ideas, and I'm still going through this book and enjoying it a lot. If you want some interesting insights into psychology and how people may be using the psychology to manipulate you or people around you, definitely check out the book called Influence: The Psychology of Persuasion by Robert B. Cialdini, Ph.D. I'll put the link to the Amazon book where you can buy it below, and I definitely recommend picking up this book. It is quite interesting and eye-opening, and I've got through almost 400 pages of it, or actually it's more like a couple hundred pages of it, just over a few days, listening to it on my phone. Okay, that's all for now. Hope you enjoyed this discussion, and if you have any comments about this, if you are aware of some of these techniques and are able to turn them off so that you're not influenced by them, or if you've had problems with people trying to manipulate you in the past, please leave comments below. It's a very interesting subject because human mind it's not perfect. It definitely has its weaknesses, and people are able to use these weaknesses for either good or evil. So very interesting topic. Hope you have a great day. For more videos from me, please click the subscribe button below. Look forward to talking to you again soon, and hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. I'll see you next time, and bye-bye for now. If you like my videos, please feel free to subscribe to this video by clicking the subscribe button below, and I look forward to seeing you very, very soon. Bye!